and welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to get this second video up and going. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Hennessy and I created this channel to talk all things lifestyle, investing in Dominican Republic, working from home, traveling, all the good stuff. So let's get started with the second video. What's the process like investing in Dominican Republic as a foreigner? Are you allowed? Can you work with the bank? You know, what are the paperwork required? How long does it take? And I'm gonna just spill it all based on my experience. So the number one question I always get is, can you invest in Dominican Republic as a foreigner? And the answer is yes. Dominican Republic is definitely very welcoming to investors. The follow-up question that I always get is, can you get a bank loan in order to buy property in the Dominican Republic? And the answer is yes. You can work with the bank. They will require just normal paperwork and there is a process in place, and I'm gonna walk you guys through what's that process. So in 2021, I purchased an apartment in Bajay, the Dominican Republic as an American citizen. So I will be walking you guys through the process of what it took to work with the bank, what was the paperwork required as a US citizen. My one recommendation, if you are going to be working with a bank in the Dominican Republic in order to purchase property, is to shop around. Just like you would in the United States, you want the best interest rate. So you want to do the same in Dominican Republic. You want to go to the different banks and try to get information on what's their process like and what are the interest rates. Now, if you don't know much about interest rates in Dominican Republic, they do tend to be a higher percentage. Of course, a lot of loans are provided in the Dominican currency, and so you would see that the interest rates are usually double digits. You want to make sure you're shopping around for the best interest rate. Well, I bought my apartment when it was completed or close to being completed, but the one thing that you can also do in Dominican Republic is that you can purchase property in a pre-construction phase. So what happens is that the companies that are developing these bigger projects would start to sell off the apartment or the house before it's even constructed. And what that allows you to do is that you work towards a monthly payment, basically working towards what the final down payment is by the time the apartment or the property is completed. The one thing is that you have to wait for an apartment to be completed in order to go to the bank and ask for the loan. So in the pre-construction phase, you're still working with the developer of that property or that project in order to give them the monthly payment, which would sum up to whatever the down payment is. In Dominican Republic, usually that down payment is somewhere between 30 to 40% of the price of the apartment. In my case, however, because my apartment was already completed, besides some like minor things here and there, I was able to go directly to the bank and solicit the loan in order to purchase the property. So at the point of going to the bank, I had to have the 30 to 40% down. In my case, I was lucky enough to only put 30% down and able to get a loan for the 70%. So when I went to the bank, right, and I'm putting down my 30%, they start to build the profile to see if you're approved for the loan. So some of the common paperwork that they're asking you is pretty known in the United States, right? They want the last 2 years of your tax return. They want the last 6 months of your bank account and sort of the activity there. They want a letter of employment. Now, the letter of employment is supposed to be a letter that verifies that you are employed, you know, since when you've been employed, what's your salary like. Of course, they need identification, so they would ask you for your passport, your social security, and as they're building your profile, you'll get asked common questions like, do you own or rent your house in the United States? Do you have a car? What are your expenses like? And along with that, they would ask you for references. So a lot of those general questions that you would normally get asked are around your income and your expenses. And the reason for that is because the Dominican Republic doesn't have access to your credit score history. And so they would usually ask you these questions in order to build some sort of financial calculation. Of course, along with that, they would ask you for like a general like Credit Karma copy of your credit score. And now, again, I'm gonna preface this by saying that this is based on my experience. So I'm not sure if other banks do it differently in Dominican Republic, but from my experience and the bank that I went to, they didn't really ask me anything about my credit score. They did ask me for just a copy of my Credit Karma report. Once they have all this paperwork, they have, they've asked you all the questions, they kind of build your financial calculation of your profile, sort of how much you can take on. They would then also ask for the property that you're purchasing to get appraised. That is common in Dominican Republic, just like it is in the United States. They want to know that you're asking for a loan that's right to the value of that property. So all in all, this process for me personally took about 3 months, from the start of me going to the bank and asking for the loan to me getting approved for the loan and then closing on the property. That was the process on investing in Dominican Republic. I want to walk you guys through my apartment, which I'm so happy that I purchased in Badaiba, Dominican Republic. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, currently on Airbnb, and that was pretty much it. So thank you so much. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Happy to get this second video up and running, and see you guys next time.